Happy Flosstube Friday, friends. My name is Carrie. This is Tag Lily Designs. Welcome to Flosstube number 78. Yay! Welcome. It is August 18th. It is Friday. It is sunny outside, and I am smiling and happy and all the things. And I am so thankful that you're here to join me. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks so much for coming back. If you're checking me out for the first time, welcome. Today I've got cross stitch and knitting and life update galore, but let's just dig right in, as I love to do, and I loved it. Okay, so side tangent. We're gonna tangent already. Welcome, I tangent. I was watching my sweet friend Bridget from the museum's Stitcher, and she's like, so as my friend Carrie does with the table of contents. Love it. Okay, so I do a table of contents every video just to tell you what you're in for so you can settle down and figure out what pieces or all the pieces you want to stick around for. So stitching, I've got 2 whips and 1 new Stitchy start. I've got knitting, as I said today. Today we're going to talk a little bit of knitting. We're going to talk about my Musselburgh hat that I've been working on a while. What happened with that? My new hat. My hat new start, because it's a great travel project, and I was traveling last week, or this week, traveling, yep. And then we're going to talk about a sweater I got in the whip, and then a sweater I may be starting because thanks to my friend Elizabeth Ann can stitch. Yeah, knitting. And then I've got some haul, some Stitchy kindness. We're going to do a little shop update, and at the end I'm going to do a life update just in case you're curious of what I've been doing since I was here last Friday. I feel like I was here last Friday about 37 days ago. But it's only been 7, I promise. So without further ado, let's just jump into the whips. So I have mine. I've got 2 whips in my cute little one. This was one of the things from the shop update on the 15th. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah! Sweet friends. The 15th shop update was record breaking. Thank you. I had so much fun. Unfortunately, I was planning on selling this one, but as one does, I stitched it upside down. You can't really see, but the tag, anywhoosie. So this one became mine. So I'm not mad about it. It's okay. So I do have 2 Stitchy projects. This was my great travel piece that I took with me. And so I had my whip and then my new start. So let's see, shall we? And then this is my perfect little travel because I was on an airplane for the second half. So I have to bring those, can't bring the good ones. Can't risk somebody taking my kohanas, you know what I mean? Okay, so I did get some progress on one of my whips. Now this was a new whip that I brought, not a new whip. It's been around for a while, but it's a new back into the stitching rotation whip. And we talked about that last week. So I started the hashtag, because it's fun, oldie but goodie Sal. So this was one of those things where you were supposed to dig down deep into your whip basket and find an oldie but goodie, and let's just get her done. The moral of the story is hopefully it's a small one so you can just get her done. And so this was one that I had pulled out, started in March of 22, I think. Yeah, we're going to go with that. Hadn't gotten very far, but I am now determined it is not going away until it's done. Now, I'm not going to tell you I'm stitched on it every day. I'm not, because I'm got 2 other Stitchy projects in the last week. But I am giving it some love. So I don't remember where I was last week. I know when I pulled it out from the depths of the whip trolley, it had like the urn and not even this first row of pennies. So I feel like I'm making good progress. I am stitching this on. Here's my tracker card. Here we go. March of 2022 is when I started it. I am changing almost all the colors. This is on 18 count. Picture this plus Darlene. I'm using 2 strands on 18 count, which is not my now preferred way of doing it, but that's how I started 18 months ago. So I'm sticking with it. So it's nice and poofy. And that's fun. So like I said, I'm just working on this, getting some love, finish the frame. That was easy and repetitive, great TV stitching. So I got some of that in. So that's whip. So, I don't know when it's going to get done, but the moral of the story is it's going to stay in the active basket until it's done. That's that. So the other whip I worked on, this was a new start from last week. So this is in my cute rejected, half keeper, half thing. Anywho, it's another reject. That's what happens when you make project bags. You end up with kind of some funky stuff, but they work. So this is one, like I said, that it was a new start from last week. This was something that my sweet Lily kitted up for me Christmas, birthday, year ago, sometime. I don't know. But it was one of those things where she kitted up and she got me all and they're in a hot mess because I'm out of binder clip rings. I need to hashtag, there's a problem. You have too many whips when you're out of Flosstube Pretties. And so that ring was defective. And so the Floss Hot Mess Express, yep, welcome. It's honest. I'm showing you real life, people. So this one is still in the hoop because it was my morning stitch this morning. So this is on, now, wait for it. Yes, I am an aided stitcher 99% of the time. But I'm challenging myself this year, some StitchCon and all the things, to just try new things. And so this is 40 count. Yep. 40 count dirty teacup from Needle and Flax. And of course my board is now MIA, but that's okay. It's a tiny little thing. So this is my morning stitch. So at night I can stitch on Aida like easy breezy. I can only stitch on linen first thing, fresh eyes in the morning, do all the things. So that's why it was still in the hoop. That sweet hoop that my friend Liz gave me from Antique Needleworkers. She's such a sweetheart. So this is dirty teacup, Needle and Flax. And like I said, Lily kitted it up with all the called for weeks. So I'm just using what she called for and slowly but surely using my pretty hoop and getting it done. And so I'm so excited. Originally when I started, so you just don't be afraid to try new things. That's the moral of the story. Don't be afraid, try it. And we're going to talk about that a little bit when I get down to knitting, because that was a challenge, not a challenge, but you just got to persevere. You got to just keep on going, keep on struggling. It's like up the hill. I think I can, right? So when I first started with these high counts, I was the hoop. First I started in hand and that was a hot mess. Then they're like, you need a hoop. So I tried the hoop and I did the poke and stab up and down. I'm like, this is slower than, this is slow. And I don't think that's fun. So I was talking to my sweet friend Shelly from Antique Needleworkers, and she's like, girlfriend, you can do the sewing method, because I sew in method on Aida. That's in hand sewing method. That's my jam, right? She's like, you can still do the sewing method on 40 count. I was like, no, you can't. That is too tiny. Like those holes are like nano. I don't even know what measurement to use, but so close. She's like, listen, and she was perfect. She sat down. She showed me a couple times and then we talked about it again on the phone. And I finally tell me 3 times and I get it, right? So I was like, okay. And so I just don't make my stitch drum tight. I make it so I can hold my finger up underneath it, and I sewing method on 40 count. It's pretty fantastic. Now, I still can barely see it in the morning with my magnifier and spotlights, morning light, all the things. But as long as I can do my sewing method, I'm pretty excited about it. So that's that. That's the other whip. And then last but not least, let me show you. Oh, okay. So this is why I had to keep it, right? So here's the front side. Do you see my label? It's upside down. So that means the zippers are upside down, all the things. So that's why this one's fine. So this was my new start. Now, my sweet friend, Sarah, Handmade by Sarah W. I will link her down below if you don't watch. She, I've been watching all her Flosstubes, of course. And of course, I don't think she sleeps. She stitches the opposite of a sloth, like super fast, jackrabbit. Yes. Okay. Super speed fast stitcher. But she was showing, I don't know if it was her, she hasn't done a whip braid, I don't think, but it was one of her last videos and she was showing what she'd been working on because it's fall time. So, there was Christmas in July and then we go back to fall. It's kind of like backwards, but that's okay. So she was showing her projects. And she showed this, I love fall most of all. And I was like, oh my gosh. I've seen this. This has been around. This is not brand new. This was 2021. So I've seen it for a while. I think it must have been a retreat piece or exclusive or something, because I Googled it like it was my job on the Etsy, on the things. I could not find it on her, with a Needle and Threads website. I could not find it. It was a kit on her website. Super cute. That was long gone. So I reached out to Sarah. I was like, oh my gosh, that is just the cutest. She's like, I know where I got it and I'm going to go get you one and send it to you. She was so sweet. So I got a beautiful package from Country Sampler that Sarah had sent to me. And I decided that I was going to save this for my Clemson trip. Now, we're not going to do the life update. The life update is going to be at the end because we're going to hold it together, friends. So I saved this. I saved this because I knew I was going to need like happy thoughts. So I saved this and I started this week. I have one night of stitching, so not very much. But it was an hour or two, and I was sitting there watching my sweet friends Liz and Kathy. We'll talk about that in a minute. But so this is my start, is the moral of the story. So I just started. I did a center start with the little acorn flowers, and there's the little pineapple, pumpkin stem, right? So I did do a floss conversion for most of them. Now I was lucky enough to have pumpkin patch, and one of my friends on Instagram was like, oh my gosh, you have pumpkin patch. That is like hard. I was like, I don't know where I found it, but then I did some other flosses. So I haven't made a floss card or a project tracker card to show you, but like the color and cotton mishaps that I got. So this old penny was super cute, pumpkin patch, right? And then here's another, primitive vine. So this was like a greeny brownie. I thought it was perfect for the vine, the little stem of the pumpkin, not the pineapple. And then the turmac, chives, pistachio from Forbidden Fiber, and then dark roast for the bird. So I think I did combine, as I like to do, I combined two, maybe three, maybe three of the colors into, because like these greens for all the stems, I think they called for like 3 different ones. And I was like, okay, looking at the picture, yeah, they all look pretty same to me. And as long as my floss is variegated, which is that's what I like. I like to use the variegation. And so you get the movement on all these different stems, not the stem of the pumpkin, but all those stems of the flowers and the acorns and the leaves and the vines and all that. It was like 3 different greens. And I'm like, that doesn't need to be. They can all be chives is what I did, because it was variegated enough to give me the movement of the vines. And that's what I like. So I am stitching this on. This is what happens when you don't make a tracker card. When you pull this, like I was cutting this piece of fabric the night before we were leaving at 5 a.m. It's 16 count, that's for sure, because I'm doing two strands over. It is a Picture This Plus because it's nice and the soft and the tight weave. I don't know if it's fog or wren or whatever. I do have more of the piece, so when I will make my tracker card and I will know. But I thought it played nicely with what the call for was, which was something. 40 count stationary linen by Seraphim. So this is a sweet one. It's only 95 by 83. And so, like I said, that was a couple hours of stitching. So that was super fun. And I loved having that new start in the memory associated. Anywho, so fun. So that's the stitching. Now let's move on to haul. The haul portion of the program is really short and sweet because I didn't do much hauling. I just had ordered something online. Thank you to my sweet friend Shelly from Antique Needleworkers and her rave review of said project. I then put it on the list of things to check every morning. And now I have it. It is still in the bag, and I'm just going to show it to you. I have now gotten the Jane Parson 1841 sampler. This is from the Wishing Thorn. And all right, I will take it out so you can see, because it's super sweet. Now, Shelly started this, and she just could not stop raving. And I was like, I have to have that. Of course, it was sold out. I think it's now, when I got it, it was back in stock, whether it goes in or out or whatever. But look at that sweet, sweet sampler. I mean, it's the funky bird. I'm here for it. And this like checkerboardy, look at those leaves on they're not leaves. The checkerboard blossoms. It looks like a checkerboard and a flower combined into one. I love it. It's adorable. And it's kind of the picture is kind of hard. It's muted and things and so fun. But what sold me on it was, so it's 28 count clay casual linen from the Wishing Thorn, right? But you stitch, instead of stitching with embroidery floss from all the things, using 2 strands, you're using tapestry wool, which is beautiful. Not as a knitter, of course, you know, not Shelly is like has a shape, but I just loved the idea of trying something new. And it was so fun. So these wools are so pretty. And so they're, of course, you know, there's no strands and all the things. So I think the wool comes from Italy. I think it's just the Aversois tapestry wool. But the colors are beautiful, nice and, you know, antique muted situation. So I'm super excited to start this. I don't know what this is a very thorough book. Chart pattern situation. Nice thick paper, lots of pictures. Oh my gosh, of the original, and the chart is beautiful. So you have chart, let me just tell you. The chart is in color and symbols, which is more my jam, or just black and white symbols, if that is what speaks to you. And then it looks like it's bigger. Oh my gosh. Maybe it's the not, this one says not over one. Over one. Maybe there's two different versions. I haven't read my book, but okay, good. I was gonna say, oh no, I'm showing you something, but I'm not. So lots of colors, and it gives you the choices if you didn't want to do it. So you can order the kit. I ordered the kit from the Wishing Thorn. Super, came beautifully packaged. I'm super excited about it. But if trying tapestry wool isn't something that speaks to you, but the sampler is, no worries. All right, I'm done playing with that. No worries. You can get it, and it's charted in DMC, and you can just do it like a traditional sampler. So fun. So I don't know. I told Shelly just like slow her roll when she started. Wait for me. I'm going to catch up. So I think she stopped, or at least she's got like lots of things to stitch on. So I need to tell her like, I got it. Let's do this. I was thinking more like sampler September. Listen, I'll just stitch all the things. I'm not one of those big ruly things, but super fun. That was my haul. There you go. Now we're going to go into the Stitchy kindness section. And like, this could be the rest of the video. It won't be, but it could be, because the stitching community is bunker sauce awesome. That's all there is to that. So first, little admin. I do want to show you guys, I've had some giveaways and my winners haven't contacted me. So I'm going to give them one more time. Speak now or forever not get your chart. So this one is the Gem Stitcher Spring. Congratulations. Heather Bear, you get the Merry one. Contact me. Or Rules from Linda Norris. Yay. So these are my 3 winners that I haven't heard from. So if you're one of those people, yay, congratulations. My contact information is down below. Send me your information via email and I'll pop those in the mail for you. Real lickety split. So we do have a giveaway today, so that's fun. And this is a generous donation from my friend, Phyllis. She said that her order got messed up and she ended up with 2 of these and she thought it would be fun for me to give it away. And I was like, so fun. So this is a cute, perfect, like on season Halloween crochet a go-go. I don't know what these words say, but it says witches spell lessons. So cute. So there's a witch in a house and the cat and the little other witch are just taking their little spell lessons. Adorable. So if you want to be entered to win this, use the word witch. Okay. So good luck. And I'll pull all the normal rules apply. So we'll pull that down below. And then I just wanted to say a sweet thank you to my friend Lori. And a sweet thank you to my friend Sandy. I got some cards in the mail, and that's always fun when you go to the P.O. box and you've got snail mail just with kind words and love and all the things. And I thank you so much. And then the last Stitchy kindness that I got was this fantastic package from my friend Lucille. And she messaged me and she said, I have some things to send you. Is that okay? And I was like, okay. So she, as many of us are in the cross stitch world, she's a multi-crafter. And so she wanted to share with me and with you some of her other things. So she is a paper crafter and kind of like repurposer, which you know is my jam. So she sent along 4 giveaways and I'm dropping them. These adorable, first of all, like how pretty. Okay, I'm gonna take it out of the plastic. So cute. So this, of course, is an adorable. So she's a paper crafter and she makes needle minders, but they're from upcycled jewelry. in pins, right? But so cute. So this is a cute one. And then we've got this cute little Merry Christmas. I mean, just the card. I used to do card crafting was my jam like a while ago. Long time ago. But look, like you can tell this was an earring. How cute is that? So that's a cute little needle minder. And then here we have another Halloween one that she made. I just love like the bling and the things. So cute. So what we're going to do is I'm going to throw those in the, we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but next week it's going to be a party. So those are going to go in the party box for sure. And then she spent a special one for me. Look at this. Okay. The little thing and the tag. Oh, okay. Adorable, right? And then you open it up and it's this sweet card and it's multi-layers. Like here's ribbon and it's 3-dimensional and there's beads and pearls and things and everything. I really like, I know the time that went into this and I truly appreciate it. And then you open it up and she said she wanted to send, so all those were for giveaways that she shared. And she made this sweet one, which was a pink flower pot and a plant leaf. Like this is a needle minder and I love it so much. Like pink is my jam. Yep. And then I'm also like a little bit of a plant junkie. So fun. Oh, and then she also sent these cute cards. They're like project cards. So fun. So that's all going to go in the party box. But that was for my friend Lucille and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so I feel like I'm going to show you a couple more crafty project-y things before I start with like story time with Carrie because I feel like I might gush for a while. So let's stay on track for a little bit. So knitting, that's what we're going to talk about. So I've got my sweater, my Calliope sweater. Didn't bring that over because I didn't work on it this week or in a hot minute. But I did work on, I had goals, hashtag goals, of finishing the hat before I started a new one. I knew I was traveling and knitting is my car project of preference. I just can't see to stitch too many things to try to keep the chart and the thing and all the things organized. Plus Lily was driving on 95, so I had to pay attention a little bit, right? So knitting was what was going to be my choice. So I was trying to, so we're going to talk about hats. I got 2 different hats to show you and they're by the same designer. And I just printed the cover sheet so you could see. I usually don't have, I use the pattern on my phone. Ravelry is an app that's associated, it's not Ravelry's official app because I don't think they have one, but Ravit is a way for you to connect your Ravelry to your phone. It's like, I don't know, $3-4, I think. But then you can see all your Ravelry patterns on your phone, which is how I do it on preference rather than carrying all this paint. But I wanted to show you the 2 different hats. And they're both by Isolde Teague. Yes. So I'm a new knitter, like hasn't even been a year yet. So give me some grace. But I started with them, and the Musselburgh is like a cult classic. And I was like, okay, I got to do it. So I started this one, and this is the one. I started this when we went to Greece. Now, if anybody's been around, that was back in March, right? Beautiful, airplane, mindless, like all the things. I'm doing an adult medium. The good thing about these 2 hats, both of these hats are non-gauge swatch. So I'm going to get a little bit nitty. I really don't know what I'm talking about, but I got beginner, I'm armed with beginner knowledge and maybe that's where you want to start. So both of these are non-gauge swatch hats. And what that means is you start, rather than starting at the bottom, you start at the top. And it doesn't matter what your swatch is. You get to pick your yarns. You can pick any weight yarn you want. Fingering, DK, sport. I don't know if it goes up to worsted, but it gives you and you can use any needle that you feel works well with your yarn weight. And then you just start it. We're going to talk about starting in a little bit, but you just start it and then you measure your gauge when you have about an inch, inch and a half. Now, awesome, right? And like I said, these are very thorough charts and they have great things. I'm doing an adult medium because that's my head. It matches my head. Now, I tried this. I am using a beautiful, and of course I did not bring the sleeve tag, whatever it's called, but this is my friend Molly. Her company is called Sweet Tea Yarns. I will tag her Instagram down below. She's got a cute little Etsy shop. So she does a hand dyer in Chicago, or the suburbs of Chicago. So this was a beautiful, it's a DK weight is what I chose. It's a little variegated, little on, you know, same color. And you start at the top. It's a pinhole cast on. And then you just go, 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 go. And so it has this nice 4-point top, right? Beautiful. So the thing with the Musselburgh, like it's been around for 100 years, but if you're a cross stitcher, you might not know. So you get down and the Musselburgh like goes inside itself. It's like a tube, and then so it's a double thick layer. It can get cold here, not super often, but it gets cold enough where that sounds like it could be fun. So you can see it's a folded over double thing. Now, I was dreaming, thinking that I was going, it's called a one skein hat if you're using fingering. I'm not quite sure because obviously your gauge is still 100 grams. Like this is where it gets a little like, huh. So, but my gauge, I did the swatch, all the things. I don't even remember. I think I'm using a US 5 needle. Yep. So that's where we are, friends. See, I ran out the full 100 grams of the purple and it wasn't long enough. So thankfully I have quite a collection of Molly's Sweet Tea DK. So I wanted it to be the same because sometimes that's my thing is sometimes dyers DK here and DK here, different brands, they're not exactly the same. And I was like, I'm not trying to mess this up completely. So thankfully I have multiple, quite a collection over here in the yarn bookcase of Molly's Sweet Tea Yarns DK. And so I decided, well, you know, you can't stop it short or it's, you know, gonna come up to here, which is a useless hat. So I'm trying to finish it. I'm almost, so from here to down, I needed to do 2 inches, I think, 3 inches. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and reference again. But the moral of the story is I was almost to the decreases. Well, the decreases involves me thinking, and that's not mindless car stitching. So nope, that one didn't make the trip. So instead I decided, and I was kind of disappointed, frustrated, saddened by the fact that 1 skein of DK wasn't going to cut it. So I went searching. I love the pattern. It's beautifully written. And we'll talk about the cast on in a little bit. But this is her second one. It's part of the No Gauge Swatch series, which I think is brilliant. But instead of being a full double inside itself tube, it's just got a nice ribbed flop over band. So you get the extra warmth on your head and your ears and whatever. So I thought, that's fantastic. Thankfully, this one says I should have plenty of yarn. So what I did before I left, again, night before, because that's when I do my best thinking, crafting, preparing, all the stuff, is I wound up a beautiful skein of DK yarn. And of course, I don't have the tag for that one. Oh, yeah. Because my friend Shelly gave me 2 skeins of it. And so this is my other one. It's Halsby Handmade Flowers in Her Eyes. It's a DK 100% superwash, 246 yards. Beautiful. Hot pink. She thought, oh my gosh, this is like a tiger lily thing if I've ever seen one. So I started that. Now my plan was to start this the night before, because when you don't do a pinhole cast on, but like once every 3 months, 6 months was the last time I did one. When you don't, then you like all of that is gone out my brain. So I'm sitting there watching. I have a beautiful, or I have it favorited, and now it's like whenever I got to start one, I go and watch this thing about 37 times, and then I get it. So if you do need recommendations, I will link it down below to my favorite like slow-mo YouTube teach me how to pinhole cast on tutorial. So the moral of the story is it's the same exact cast on conceptually as the Musselburgh. Not exactly the same. You can't, but because it's got a thicker, I don't even, increase, bump, bobble. I don't know what the terminology is. But the moral story is once I started it, now the pinhole cast on is like origami with your fingers. It's like, not. And then you have to start It's like eating your vegetables, like the really gross ones first. So you've got 5 DPNs. And do you see that? There's probably a better way to do this, but I'm going to tell you. So welcome to the crazy Carrie brain. I was trying to do this the night before, 9 o'clock at night. I'm getting up in 7 hours. We're going to drive. Anyway, I'm like, I'm going to get this so that way I can just mindly stitch in the car. The DPN work, when you've got 8, casting on 8, and then you got to go from 8 to 16 and then 16 to 32, it happens real fast. And it's just like a puzzle of sticks. And it's tricky. I think it's tricky. Trying to figure out in what order, was this the second stick or was this the second stick? And is this side the next one or is this side the next one? Because really, it's just a hot mess of knots and sticks. When you start, that's how I feel about it. So I came down and I'm like, this is a hot mess. I tried it. I started. I pulled it. I started. I pulled it. I must have started it. I won't even say the number 37 again because that's obviously the number of the day, but it was a lot. And I was frustrated. I could not figure out which end was right, which end was up. So I came downstairs in my brilliantness. Whether it was brilliant or not, I have no idea. But I took my nail polish collection and painted each stick a different color. And then there's silver on one side and darker, I don't have a black, but silver and black, and then 5 colors. This way, the next morning, I could, I tried to go in rainbow or Roy G. Biv, right? So I was like, okay, so I always, the silver is always the left and the black is always the right. And so it helped me. Now, I still started and stopped 10 more times, but once that wasn't what my problem was. Knowing which stick to go to next was not the problem anymore. Other problems, but I got it. So there must be an easier way. I don't understand, but like I said, you've got 4 sticks and you got the 5th stick to kind of go around and figuring out, do you go on the left or the right or whatever? So I'm sure it just comes naturally with experience. This is my second hat pinhole casting on situation. My little nail polish stick things, I felt like worked. So there's that. So anyway, so I got this to the point. So now it's on a US 6. It's the DK weight. I'm doing the adult medium again. And I'm going round and round and round. And so that's fun. So this one shouldn't take any time. This was perfect for the airplane, perfect sitting in the airport, all the things. So that is what my little hatting project is. So that's fun. I mean, it's still 117 degrees outside, so I do not need a hat anytime soon. But when it's 117 degrees, what do you think about doing casting on a sweater? Yeah, me too. No. But my friend Elizabeth Ann can stitch. She's been knitting for years. If you don't watch her, get on it. But she came back. She's got these cute socks that she knit on vacation, which are adorable. And then she had this sweater that she modeled, and I was like, that is beautiful. Why exactly are we pulling this colorwork sweater? But we are. And she has now, because it's good yarn. If you know, you don't get rid of good yarn. So she has hot pink yarn coming out of her ears now. And so she is starting, and I saw this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally, of course. So I have the pattern. I'm not going to show you that. This was back when I was printing patterns. And I I printed out the pattern cover page when I was shopping down at the UVA yarn store when Lily was there. So this is the DK Everyday. Sorry, it's a bad picture. It's hard to show you a good picture. It's a super cute Andre Mowry sweater pattern. I have probably 4 of her patterns bought, paid for, ready to go. This is one that I took, and so I'm in there and I'm in the yarn store, and this would have been Christmas time, maybe when I went to pick up Lily, or parents' weekend. I don't know. At some point when I was down there for a day and I took Lily, we went to lunch, and then we went to the yarn store, which was right there next to this really great burger place. Anyway, and so I was like, okay, I want this sweater, any DK weight, what do you think? So I ended up getting and balled up and or caked up and all ready to go, this beautiful Oreo DK Sport from La Malabrigo Regatta Blue. So it's just this beautiful, like, I call it variegated. I don't know what you're supposed to call it in the world of yarn, but you know, tone on tone on tone blue. Love it. So I got this, and I have however much a sweater's quantity of this blue bought for this DK sweater, everyday sweater. But I told myself I cannot start another sweater until I finish the sweater that is on the needles now. But Liz started this sweater, I think today or this weekend, like anytime. And I said, ooh. I mean, I have another knitting project bag. So in the world of Jessica Sweetwater Stitcher, yes, if I have the pattern and I have the yarn and I have the needles, don't get me wrong, and I have all the ingredients, what's the difference between having it kitted up, sitting there waiting, or actually starting? There is no difference, because Jessica says so, and I'm going to take her for it. So there is a chance, we shall see. We'll see how I go, how I zig, how I zag, but that I might just start a new sweater before I finish the other one, because it's so fun to do things with your friends, right? So anyway, all right, so now we're in the portion of the program where it's just going to be like story time and gushing and all the things. So buckle in, friends. So hopefully I don't ramble on for too long, but you know, sometimes I do. And it's okay. So I have a list because I do not want to forget anything. A couple of the things that I wanted to say is super excited about the DK sweater. Yay. So I'm just going to go all over the place. Forget looking at the list. Let's just do this. Okay. So this past week I went to Clemson. It was Move Lily into Clemson weekend. So she was a transfer student. So if you don't know, like, my son Noah is down there. He's a junior. This is his third year at Clemson. Super excited, loving it, living his best Clemson Tiger life. And my daughter was a freshman, first year. She did her first year at college down at University of Virginia here in Virginia. It was not her jam, not her cup of tea. We're just going to leave it at that. So she is going home to Clemson. Listen, she was born and raised a Clemson Tiger. Myself, and her dad both went to Clemson. We took the kids all the time. Like, her blood run orange, and not the UVA orange, Clemson orange, and she is home. So we went down there on Monday. Super fun. We drove her car down, loaded it in, got it all in one load car. It was kind of scary for a minute because she's got a little tiny car, but we drove down together, got her unpacked. Her brother met us there. He carried all the stuff because she lives on a 3-floor townhouse. So carrying up, you know, a girl who packs a bookcase full of books. She's going to school, but we need to bring your bookcase with all your books. She doesn't bring all her books. She did pare them down a little bit because on her bookcase, it's a balance of books and plants. Yep. Anyway, she's down. It was great. We moved in, we went to the grocery store, we took Noah and Lily to the grocery store. They were both pushing, you know, carts full of groceries. Mom sponsored grocery trip, bonker sauce, but that's okay. Now I know they won't be starving for at least until I go back in a month. So the good news is I'm not going to be sad about it right now because I've already got the next time I see them. So Parents Weekend is in less than 1 month from now. And I've talked to them. No, Noah doesn't need to talk to his mama every day. I've talked to Lily every day. And so far, so good. You know, she knows no one but her brother. And yes, sometimes, you know, push come to shove, they're going to help each other out. But, you know, anywho. She's making new friends. Her roommates seem like they're pretty great because this was like a, you know, roommates dating online situation. But so far, so good. Classes start on Wednesday. So just send up happy thoughts that things keep going well for her. I want her to have the best time. So that was what I was doing. And that's when I was driving all the places and doing all the things. So while I was down there, I had the 15th shop update. First of all, thank you. I'm sitting in the, Student Union Hendricks Center, 1 p.m. I've got my iPad. Thank goodness I figured out how to do it on my iPad and didn't have to bring my laptop because I have to manually upload everything. So I do want to have just a smidgen of a Tiger Lily update, explanation, apology. I wish I could sew more for you, but the shop update was fantastic. Record fast sellouts. Thank you. I mean, my heart was so full, and so like the love that you guys give me and my keepers and all the things. I mean, I still get messages, and I think I just got one yesterday. Okay, this is what's gonna make me cry. I just got one yesterday about my club box for July and how much she appreciated it and she loved the special connection to my family. Like, you get me. You get me. You're my people. And so, anywho, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, not. So that was exciting. So I just want to say thank you for the shop update. There will be another one September 15th. I'm already working on it, as well as working on the October box, as well as working on the Advent box. There are less than 10 left. I'm just going to leave that there. The Advent box is for real almost gone. So if you've been thinking about it, whatever, that's that. The October box, I keep teasing, there will be spots opening. How many? I'm not quite sure. It is not going to be a lot. That's just all there is to that. But there will be some opening up, and those will be going to the wait list on Friday, September 1st. The email will go out on Friday, September 1st. So mark your calendars, mark your things. I don't know exactly what time. Next week, I'll tell you what time, just because I feel like it's important. I don't want you to, Anyhow, if you want it, you want. Like, I wish I could give it to everybody. But on Friday, September 1st is when the few spots will open. It will open to the waitlist only. I know it will. Those waitlist spots will. The waitlist people will take the spots rapid fast. But that's how that's going to work. They're going to have a password. So you can't get to the listing without the password that's going to be in the email that you get on the waitlist. That's how that works. Anywho, I did want to say one thing. So I got a message, and I just want to explain full transparency. Like, there's welcome behind the curtain. There's no curtain. Open the curtain, see all the things. I want to be fully transparent with you guys in that my shop updates on the 15th are at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Eastern, and that's when they get loaded to the site. So you can't see them until 1 p.m. But big asterisk star situation. I have to manually push 4 different buttons. Don't get me started on why I have to do this, but it is. It's just the reality of how it works. I have to push 4 buttons for each listing at 1 p.m. Well, so that means I start pushing buttons depending on how many listings there are, 5 minutes early, 3 minutes early, 7 minutes early. 5 minutes is on average. And once they start going up, so because my goal is to have them all live by 1 p.m. So I'm pushing the buttons, they go live. Someone puts it in their cart. When someone puts it in their cart, you can still see it on the website. Mary can go and click on the website and she can see the keeper. It is there. When she clicks on it, it says you can't add it to your cart. It's in somebody else's cart. It doesn't disappear from the screen until that person has checked out. We've learned this one in that once someone puts it in their cart, they have 10 minutes to check out. And so no one steals it from them. We had some swipe like in the beginning. So that's a safeguard for people, the faster people, to swipe it out of other people's carts. So that way, once you put it in your cart, it is in your cart for 10 minutes. And there's a timer in your cart that says you've got 8 minutes and 20 seconds. You've got 3 minutes and 47 seconds, whatever it is. And so hopefully 10 minutes is plenty of time. If you've got an account all set up, it should only take like 30 seconds for you to check out and go. But that's why you can see them, but you can't add them to your cart. So it was confusing some people why they could see them and then they were gone and then it was magically, and so that's the story on that. Anywho, okay, my list. Next week on Friday, the 25th, is going to be my 2-year Flosstube anniversary party. I know my Flosstube anniversary was like at the beginning of the month, but I've been busy, you know, getting a girl going to school and such. So I postponed the party till I could really hoop it up. So next Friday is my 2-year Flosstube anniversary party. I hope you plan to come. It's just going to be a video. Maybe I'll do a live. I don't know. We'll see. Friday. It's going to be great. I do know it's Friday. That's as far as the planning has gotten. And I do have lots of things in the giveaway party box, as I'm calling it, the party box. The party box is full of giveaways and fun and all the things. And so I'm having so much fun here on Flosstube. So I can't wait to do that. Some other of my plans that I just want to run through real quick is, I told you about the party. I told you about the waitlist email. Look at me telling all the things. One question for you. This is me asking you, help me. I'm not going to tell you what they're for because the surprises are fun. So when you think of Christmas, when you think of Christmas, what's your favorite word? Your favorite word that has, I don't want to give you any suggestions because I want you to come up with your own. But I want to know what word evokes, like when you're in Christmas and you see this word, like that gives you all the feels. Or they hold hands. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. So in the comments below, please tell me the word, or you can have more than one, that means Christmas to you, means all the things. And I'm not going to, like I said, surprises are fun. Not going to tell you, but stick around because maybe during the 12 days of Stitchmas, you might find out why I'm asking you this. That's all I'm going to say about that. But please tell me your word down in the description or down in the comments below. Also enter the giveaway. Remember, if you want to do that. I've got my September. So I'm here in Virginia for the next 3 weeks. And then I go to Michigan. So exciting to be with my Stitchy friends at the 141 retreat. I have not finished that stitch. I should have worked on it this week. I haven't, but I'm gonna. And then also on September 1st, so you've got 2 weeks. I'll tell you about it again next week. But just in case you want to start checking your calendar and all the things, my sweet friend Alicia from the Fanciful, that's a mouthful, the Fanciful Flamingo, tongue twister, she is putting on a retreat called Stitch Florida next July. So excited. July 20 something. I forget the date of it, but it doesn't really matter. Like my July is wide open, whatever. Now July in Florida sounds like the surface of the sun to me, but my friends are going to be there and we're all going to sweat together and it's going to be great. We're going to be in an air conditioning hotel, I'm sure. So no biggie. Stitch Florida, her retreat opens up. The registration opens up September 1st. That's exciting. She's also doing a box. Have you seen? To follow her, I will link her down below. Watch her videos. She's also launching a box. I don't remember if it's September or October, but that's exciting. More details to come because she's going to tell me all the deets soon. That's that. All the things. I had a whatnot sale last night. Super fun. Thank you if you joined me. It was so fun. I will do another one next week. Next week's will just be a fabric destash, because I still have a little bit of fabric and the boxes just keep coming. They're coming faster than I'm sending them regarding the Advent and the October. And I've already started planning the January box and just the things like I might need a storage unit. I don't know. Finding these small business Notion Stitchy fun things is my favorite part of these boxes and the Advent and all the things. I'm just telling you. I got one yesterday. 7 boxes of one. I wish I could show it to you. Of course, I had to call my mom and show her because she's the only one I can show because, you know, she won't tell you. So flippin' exciting. Like this thing that I designed with this thing. So cool. Oh, I can't believe I have to not tell you guys for, I don't know if this is going in the Advent or January box. I don't remember, but it's flippin' awesome. That's my favorite part. That's so fun. Okay. We got some genius people out here in the community just making some great stuff. And I love finding new artists and kind of like taking what they make and turning it into a stitchy goodness thing. She was like, you want to do what with what? And I was like, it's going to be great. And it is. Okay. That's my excitement for today. I promise. I've only had 2 sips of coffee. Like, I don't even know. But that's it. Look at me. I didn't cry. Yay. Okay, friends. So that is Flosstube Friday. Next week is going to be Bonker Sauce Confetti Cannons Party. So I hope you join. And until next time, friends, happy quilting, happy making, happy knitting, happy hooking. Oh, no hooking this week, but maybe next time. And as always, happy stitching.